The front door splintered under the battering ram's third strike. Shards of oak flying like shrapnel from a grenade Jordan hadn't seen coming. "Police! Hands up now!" A voice bellowed from the porch, the kind of bark that echoed William's old drill sergeants, but laced with suburban panic instead of desert sand. Jordan's heart jackhammered as he dropped the cardboard box of kitchenware, plates shattering like his illusions of a quiet life in Elmwood Heights, while William, his rock, his everything, stepped forward, not flinching, just murmuring, "Easy, babe. I've got this." It was supposed to be their fresh start. Jordan had scrimped for years as a graphic designer in Chicago's grind, sketching logos for faceless core until his eyes blurred, dreaming of a house with a yard where they could plant tomatoes and argue over grill recipes without the city's horns blaring judgment. William, fresh out of the army after 8 years that left scars deeper than the ones on his knuckles, had nodded along during those late-night talks, his calloused hand tracing Jordan's spine like a promise. "We'll make it ours," he'd said, voice gravelly from too many smokes in too many foxholes. They'd found Elmwood Heights online, a cookie-cutter suburb outside Atlanta, Georgia, with HOAs that promised perfection and delivered passive-aggressive flyers. The house was a steal, 3 bedrooms, a wraparound porch, and a neighborhood app buzzing with bake sales and block parties. Jordan had pictured barbecues, maybe even adopting a dog named Scout. What he hadn't pictured was Karen Whitaker. She lived next door, a peroxide blonde whirlwind in yoga pants and pearls, the self-appointed enforcer of Elmwood's unspoken code. Jordan spotted her first on moving day, binoculars glinting from her upstairs window as the U-Haul backed into the driveway. He'd waved, all Midwestern politeness, but she just pursed her lips like she'd bitten a lemon. By noon, as William hauled the couch, sweat soaking his tank top, muscles coiling like they had in basic training, she was out on her lawn, arms crossed, calling over the hedge, "You boys planning to keep it down? We have standards here." William chuckled, low and warm, wiping his brow. "Ma'am, we're just trying to get settled. Name's William Hayes. This here's my husband, Jordan Reeves." Her eyes narrowed at the word husband, flicking between them like she was tallying sins. Jordan felt the familiar chill, the one that said, "Welcome to America, where love's a punchline." That night, they collapsed on the bare mattress in the master bedroom, boxes stacked like sandbags around them. William pulled Jordan close, his breath hot against Jordan's neck. "Ignore her. She's just scared of what she doesn't know." Jordan turned, their foreheads touching, the room smelling of fresh paint and possibility. "Scared? Or hateful?" William's laugh rumbled, vibrating through Jordan's chest. "Both. But we've faced worse, and they had." Their wedding in a tiny Chicago chapel last spring, rain lashing the windows, Jordan's mom boycotting but his sister beaming, felt like a victory march after the deployments that kept William away, the letters stained with Jordan's tears. Now, here in Georgia's humid embrace, they unpacked dreams alongside the dishes. But Karen didn't let up. The next morning, as Jordan mowed the lawn, his one concession to suburban bliss, she marched over with a clipboard, her poodle yapping at her heels. "Mr. Reeves, we've got covenants. No visible laundry lines, no unkempt hedges, and absolutely no alternative lifestyles advertised." Jordan gripped the mower handle, engine humming like his rising pulse. "Alternative? Lady, we're married. Legally, federally, pick your poison." She thrust the HOA bylaws at him, pages fluttering like indictments. See Section 4.2. Family units only. This is a family neighborhood. William appeared then, toolbox in hand from fixing the leaky faucet, his broad frame casting a shadow that made Karen step back. Family's what we make it, ma'am. Now, if you'll excuse us. She huffed away, but Jordan caught her muttering into her phone. Yes, officer, there's suspicious activity, 2 men moving in what looks like women's belongings. By afternoon, the cops arrived. Not 1, but 2 squad cars, lights slicing the quiet street like accusations. Neighbors peeked from curtains, phones out, live streaming the drama on the Elmwood app. Jordan's stomach dropped as the officers approached, hands on holsters. We got a call about a possible break-in. Ma'am, sir, step aside. Karen stood triumphant on her porch, arms folded, her voice shrill. I saw them. Boxes of dresses. Makeup. It's a squatter situation. Call it in. William, who'd been inside sorting closets, emerged with a duffel slung over his shoulder, the one from his service days, olive drab and battered. Jordan's mouth went dry. He'd seen that bag hold MREs and letters home. Not this nightmare. The lead officer, a burly guy named Ramirez with a mustache that screamed small-town cop, eyed them both. IDs, gentlemen, and explained the feminine items the complainant mentioned. Jordan fumbled for his wallet, heart slamming, but William moved first, calm as a briefing, pulling out not just his driver's license, but the worn leather folio with his military ID. Sergeant William Hayes, U.S. Army, retired. Honorable discharge. 2 tours in Afghanistan. He flipped it open, the eagle emblem catching the sun. Karen, who'd descended like a vulture, froze mid-stride. Her face drained of color, mouth gaping like a landed fish. Ramirez whistled low, scanning the creds. Semper Fi? No. Army solid. Ma'am, this checks out. False alarm. Karen stammered, pearls clicking as she backed away. I thought. Dresses? But he's. William's eyes, steel gray and unyielding, locked on hers. My husband's got style. And we've got rights. Call off your dogs. The cops left with apologies and a warning to Karen about misuse of 911. But the damage lingered like smoke after a fire. Jordan sagged against the porch rail as the cruisers pulled away, William's arm around his waist the only anchor. Babe, you okay? William's voice was soft now, thumb brushing Jordan's cheek. Jordan nodded, but tears pricked. Anger, relief, the bone-deep weariness of proving they belonged. She called you sir then ma'am. Like we're a punchline. William pulled him inside, kicking the door shut. She's the joke. We're the story. They made love that night, not frantic, but slow, reverent, bodies mapping the familiar terrain of each other's fears and hopes. Jordan traced the tattoo on William's shoulder, a compass rose inked in cobble, pointing home to him. I love you, Jordan whispered into the dark. William's reply was a kiss, fierce and sure. Forever, J. No HOA's changing that. But Elmwood Heights had other plans. The app exploded overnight. New neighbors cause scene. What's next? Karen's post. 200 likes already. Jordan scrolled in the kitchen dawn light, coffee bitter on his tongue. William, flipping pancakes shirtless, caught his frown. Delete it. Block her. We're not playing their game. Easier said. By week 2, passive notes appeared. Please adhere to noise ordinances. Your music is disruptive. It was Coltrane, low on the stereo. Then the fence dispute, William's idea to plant privacy shrubs, violating the open vista rule. Jordan laughed it off at first, but the emails piled up. CCNG the board, laced with barbs. Certain residents must respect traditional values. Their first block party invitation came laced with pity. The Wilsons across the street. Nice enough, Jordan thought, with their golden retriever and minivan, knocked with a flyer. Everyone's coming. Bring a dish. Oh, and wear something appropriate. Jordan's grip tightened on the doorframe. William, eavesdropping from the hall, snorted. Appropriate? Tell him I'm bringing my rainbow apron. They went anyway. Jordan in chinos and a polo. William in jeans that hugged his thighs just right, subtle rebellion. The spread was potluck perfection. Casseroles, slaws, Karen's jello mold quivering like her resolve. She cornered Jordan by the grill, wine glass sloshing. Look, I overreacted. But think of the children. Little Timmy next door, he's impressionable. Jordan's fork paused mid-bite of potato salad. Impressionable how? That love's wrong. Her smile was syrupy. Just different. We all want harmony. Harmony. The word mocked as they drove home. Windows down. Georgia pines whispering secrets. William's hand on Jordan's knee grounded him. She's cracking. Give it time. But time brought cracks of their own. William's nightmares returned. Flashes of IEDs and brothers lost, waking them both in sweats. Jordan held him through it, whispering stories of their future. A garden, trips to the Smokies, maybe kids one day via surrogacy. You, me, and chaos, William'd murmur, drifting off. Jordan clung to that, sketching designs for their home office, freelancing ramping up with Atlanta clients. Life edged toward normal until the betrayal. Started small. A whisper in the HOA meeting minutes emailed at midnight. Property at 147, Oak Lane under review for covenant violations. Jordan's laptop nearly slipped from his lap as he read. William snoring softly beside him on the couch. A half-empty beer sweating on the coaster. Oak Lane, that was them. The attachment listed it all. Excessive foliage, unapproved exterior modifications, and buried in legalese, incompatible occupancy. Jordan's fingers flew to William's shoulder, shaking gently. Babe. Wake up. William bolted upright, combat reflexes kicking in, eyes wild until they focused. Jay, what's wrong? Jordan shoved the screen under his nose. William scanned, jaw setting like concrete. Bullshit. The fence is to code. We measured twice. The next morning, they suited up for war. Khakis for Jordan. William in his best button-down. The one from their wedding that still smelled faintly of his cologne. The HOA board met in the community center. A sterile box of folding chairs and faded American flags. Coffee percolating like bad intentions. Karen chaired. Of course. Gavel in hand like a scepter. 10 residents dotted the seats. Mostly white. Mostly older. The Wilsons nodding sympathetically from the back. Item 3, 147, Oak Lane. Karen intoned, voice dripping honeyed venom. Complaints of disruption to neighborhood aesthetics and social fabric. Murmurs rippled. Jordan's throat tightened. He'd prepped notes, bullet points on bylaws, but William squeezed his hand under the table, We've got this. Mr. Hayes Reeves. Karen continued, eyes skating over them like oil on water. Your arrangement raises concerns. We've had petitions. She slid a stack across the table, signatures. 20 at least. Neighbors they'd wave to. Jordan's stomach churned. The Patels next door, who'd shared mangoes at move-in, the retired teacher with the bird feeder, betrayal stung sharper than hate. William leaned forward, voice steady as a salute. Petitions? Or witch hunts? We're homeowners, taxpayers, veteran and designer, married under Georgia law since 15. What's the real beef? The room shifted. Mrs. Wilson coughed, her husband averting eyes. Karen flushed. It's about values, Sergeant. Families like ours built this place. Jordan couldn't stay silent. Families? My family's right here. He stood, voice cracking just a hair, damn nerves but pushing through. We mow the lawn, shovel the walks in winter, even joined the app. But because we're two guys, that's the violation? A younger voice piped up. Tyler, the millennial dad from down the block, with his man bun and Prius. Hey, live and let live, right? They've been cool. Karen shot him a glare that could curdle milk. The vote came swift. Probation. 30 days to rectify. As they filed out, William's arm around Jordan's shoulders like armor. Karen hissed close. This isn't over. For the good of Elmwood. Driving home, the radio crooned old R&B, Al Green, fitting for the ache in Jordan's chest. They're turning on us, he said, knuckles white on the wheel. William cranked the volume, singing off-key to Let's Stay Together, his baritone pulling Jordan from the spiral. They are. But we're not running. That night, they danced in the kitchen to distract. Slow circles on linoleum. William's hands splayed on Jordan's hips, leading like he did everything with quiet command. Remember our first date? William murmured, nuzzling Jordan's ear. Jordan laughed, the sound rusty but real. You spilled wine on my jeans at that dive bar. Called it artistic enhancement. William grinned, spinning him out. Best mistake. Knew then you were it. Flashback pulled them under, as it often did in tough moments. Chicago. 3 years back. Jordan nursing a sketchpad in the rusty nail. A hole in the wall where queers and straights mingled without fuss. William had wandered in post-deployment. Buzzcut fresh. Uniform traded for civvies that hung loose on his frame. Their eyes met over the bar. Jordan's curious. William's haunted. Mind if I join? Looks like you could use a model. Jordan had flushed, pencils scattering. William posed dramatically, flexing an imaginary bicep, cracking Jordan's shell. Hours blurred into stories. Jordan's conservative upbringing in Gary, Indiana, coming out in college amid whispers. William's small-town Texas roots, enlisting to escape a father's disapproval of his softness. By closing, William's hand brushed Jordan's, electric, inevitable. Walk me home, Jordan asked, bold for once. The alley kiss was fire, rough, needy, William tasting of whiskey and want. I've been waiting for home, he'd whispered after. Back in the kitchen, the dance slowed to a hold, foreheads pressed. We're home now, Jordan said fiercely. William's eyes, that endless gray, softened. Damn right, but sleep brought no peace. William thrashed at 3 a.m., murmuring, contact front. Jordan bolted up, wrapping around him, shushing with memories of lakefront picnics and stolen weekends. Dawn found them tangled, Jordan sketching idly on William's arm with a fingertip, hearts, anchors, their initials intertwined. Work became refuge. Jordan's freelance gigs exploded. A local brewery wanted labels with Southern soul, his designs blending blues motifs and magnolia flourishes. "You're killing it, Jay," William said over breakfast, pride lighting his face like Georgia sun. William, meanwhile, volunteered at the VFW hall downtown, fixing bikes for vets, sharing war stories without the weight. "Keeps the ghosts quiet," he'd say. They hosted their first dinner, Tyler and his wife over, laughter echoing off bare walls, William's ribs falling off the bone. "To new beginnings," Tyler toasted, clinking beers. Jordan believed it, for a moment. But Karen's shadow loomed. Anonymous letters slipped under doors. "Protect our values. Vote to amend covenants." The app polls surged. Should Elmwood enforce traditional family definitions? Yes piled up. Jordan confronted the Patels one humid afternoon, sweat beading as he knocked. "Mrs. Patel opened, smile faltering. "Jordan, Beta, it's not personal." The board pressured. Betrayal again, layered like onion skin. "It is personal," he said quietly. "We're neighbors." She pressed a container of samosas into his hands. Peace offering or pity? William found him later on the porch, crumbling the note. "Fuck him," William growled, but his eyes betrayed the hurt. That night, they drove to Stone Mountain, hiking the summit trail under stars, hands linked. "If we leave," Jordan ventured. "Where?" William halted, cupping his face. "We don't. This is our fight." The real fracture came from within. Jordan's sister, Lena, visited from Indiana, whirlwind of hugs and gossip, her toddler in tow. "This place is adorable," she cooed, oblivious. But over wine on the patio, she pried, "Mom called. Worried about you too. Says Georgia's not welcoming." Jordan bristled. "We're fine." Lena's eyes flicked to William, inside with the kid. "Is he? Those nightmares, have they stopped?" Jordan's guard slipped. He confessed the HOAL, the isolation gnawing. Lena hugged him tight. "You're brave, Jay. But don't let it break you." She left promising to talk to Mom. But days later, a voicemail. "Jordan, I mentioned your troubles to Pastor Greg. He's got resources for couples like you. Conversion groups, even. Betrayal from blood. Lena, his ally, spilling to zealots." Jordan deleted it, chest hollow, but William saw the shake in his hands. "Family's overrated," William joked weakly, pulling him close. But the seed of doubt sprouted. As probation ticked down, allies emerged. Tyler started a counterpoll. Diversity makes Elmwood stronger. Votes trickled in millennials, a few empty nesters. Karen countered with a town hall, flyers blanketing driveways, "Preserve our heritage." Jordan and William attended, packed room humming tension. Karen at the podium. "Elmwood was built by God-fearing families. We can't let changes erode that." Applause thundered. Then William stood, unbidden. "Ma'am, I served this country, bled for the freedoms you're twisting. My husband and I, we're the change that makes America worth fighting for." Silence. Then claps, scattered, but real. Karen's gavel banged adjournment, but her eyes burned. The counterpole gained steam overnight. Typer's digital guerrilla warfare hitting 60 to 40 by breakfast. Jordan refreshed the app compulsively, each yes a tiny rebellion, while William brewed coffee strong enough to strip paint. See? Cracks in the facade, William said, sliding a mug over, his fingers lingering on Jordan's. But Jordan's smile felt forced. Lena's betrayal festered, a bruise under his ribs. He'd texted her, "What the hell, sis?" and gotten crickets. "It's not just the neighbors," he admitted, staring into the steam. "It's us. Are we crazy for staying?" William's chair scraped close, enveloping him in that familiar scent of soap and resolve. Crazy? Nah. Committed. Their kiss was salt-edged, tasting of unsaid fears, but it anchored Jordan enough to face the day. Freelance deadlines loomed. Jordan holed up in the spare room-turned studio, screens glowing with mock-ups for a queer-owned coffee chain, rainbow filters on Southern Gothic fonts. Felt like armor, creating beauty amid the siege. William, meanwhile, dove deeper into VFW work, organizing a vet picnic that spilled into Elmwoods Park. "Bring your stories," the flyer read, no mention of orientation, just healing. Jordan tagged along, sketching portraits as grizzled men swapped tales around the grill. One vet, Hank with a prosthetic leg and a laugh like thunder, clapped William's back. "Heard about your HOA drama, son. Reminds me of Nam. Folks scared of shadows." Jordan warmed to it, the camaraderie a bomb. Even Tyler showed, man bun bobbing, toasting with sodas. Solid work, guys, but harmony was fleeting. The amendment vote loomed, covenants rewritten to bar non-traditional households. Karen's campaign ramped, door to door, her poodle as prop, whispering of property values plummeting. Jordan caught her at the mailbox, flyers in hand. "Give it up, Karen. People see through you." She straightened, pearls gleaming like teeth. "Do they? Your husband's a hero, I'll grant, but heroes don't rewrite rules." The dig landed. William's service was sacred, untouchable. Jordan's retort died, replaced by a cold stare. Inside, he paced, venting to William over takeout lo mein. "She weaponizes your sacrifice." William shrugged, chopsticks poised. "Let her. Truth outsoldiers lies." Nights deepened their bond. After the picnic, they sprawled on the living room floor, a bottle of Merlot between them, trading vulnerabilities like cards. "Worst memory?" Jordan asked, head on William's chest, heartbeat a steady drum. William hesitated, fingers combing Jordan's curls. "Losing Ramirez, my sergeant, in Kandahar. Stepped on a daisy chain. I pulled the trigger on the evac call. Knew it was him under the rubble." His voice cracked, rare as rain in the desert. Jordan sat up, kissing the scar on William's temple. "You saved who you could." William's turn. "You're coming out?" Jordan sighed, wine loosening the knot. Dad's face. Disappointment, not anger. Said I was throwing away potential. Haven't spoken since. William pulled him down, bodies aligning like puzzle pieces. "He threw away you." "Our loss." They made promises in the dark. Vows renewed, whispered against skin, "Stay. Fight. Love harder." The betrayal escalated when Lena arrived unannounced. Rental car crunching gravel mid-afternoon. Jordan opened the door to her tear-streaked face, arms laden with takeout from his favorite Gary diner, pierogies, the works. Jay, I'm so sorry. Pastor Greg twisted it. I just wanted help, not that. William hung back, gracious host with the kid in tow. But Jordan's hug was stiff. Over dinner, words tumbled. Lena's guilt, Mom's slow-thaw via cards, the pastor's therapy pitch that reeked of closets and cures. I betrayed you, she sobbed. Jordan softened, handing her a napkin. Yeah. But you're here. William mediated with dad jokes, easing the air. By bedtime, Lena crashed in the guest room. Toddler's snores a lullaby. Jordan slipped into bed beside William, whispering, "Family's messy." William chuckled. "Ours is perfect." Dawn brought alliance building. Tyler rallied across him. The Patels chastened, apologetic. Hank from the VFW, even Mrs. Wilson, who'd confessed over coffee. Karen's bullying reminds me of my ex. Time to speak up. They met in Jordan's studio. Whiteboards scrawled with strategies, petitions, social media blasts. A float for the fourth? Laughter bubbled. Tentative but real. William sketched a logo. 2 hands clasped over an Elmwood map. Rainbow veins threading the streets. Diversity District, he quipped. Jordan's heart swelled. This was them. Creating, connecting. Yet conflict brewed darker. William's nightmares intensified, triggered by the stress visions of patrols morphing into HOA patrols, rifles swapped for clipboards. One night, he woke swinging, fist grazing Jordan's jaw. Shit, Jay. I'm sorry. William scrambled for lights, face ashen. Jordan touched the bloom of bruise, waving it off. Hey, it's me. You're safe. But ice packs and apologies couldn't erase the fear in William's eyes. Therapy calls multiplied, VA counselor via Zoom. William's reluctance cracking under Jordan's gentle push. For us, Jordan urged. William nodded, booking the slot. Vulnerability bound them tighter. Sessions spilling into pillow talks. William unpacking guilt over fallen comrades. Jordan sharing design rejections that echoed Dad's silences. The town hall climaxed the storm. Community center packed. Air thick with barbecue from the potluck setup. Irony, Karen's doing. She opened with fire. Slides of ideal Elmwood homes. Stats on declining values cherry-picked from fringe sites. Vote yes to protect our way of life. Cheers erupted. But Tyler's crew countered from the floor. Hank lumbered up. I fought in Korea so folks like these boys could love free. Shame on you, Mrs. Patel. We've shared meals, their family. Jordan's turn. Voice steady. We're not invaders. We're neighbors, husbands, Americans. William beside him, hand in his, a quiet thunder. Karen faltered, gavel trembling. This is emotional blackmail, but the tide turned. Votes whispered in clusters. Post-meeting, elation crashed into ambush. Jordan and William walked home under street lamps, buzzed on hope, when tires screeched. Pickup, blacked out, local plates swerved close, beer cans flying. Fags go home. Slurs shattered the night, glass crunching underfoot. William shoved Jordan behind him, stance wide, but the truck peeled off, taillights mocking. Shaken, they called it in. Ramirez again, sighing over the phone. We'll patrol. Stay safe. Inside, Jordan's adrenaline crashed, tears hot. This is what they do. Scare us out. William held him, rocking like a child. Not tonight. Not ever. Healing came slow. Lena extended her stay, babysitting nightmares with stories and pierogies. Jordan designed flyers for a unity walk. William leading drills for the VFW crew joining. Romance flickered amid chaos. A stolen weekend in Savannah, ghost tours and oyster bars. William's proposal renewal on River Street. Marry me again. Jay? Every year. Jordan's yes was breathless. Ring swapped in the moonlight. Back in Elmwood, the vote day dawned humid. Polls open at the center. Jordan voted first. William's thumbprint lingering on his skin. Waiting, they picnicked in the yard. Sandwiches, Coltrane low bracing. Results dropped at dusk. No. 52%. Cheers erupted on the app. Tyler's victory post viral. Karen conceded via email. Terse. Promising watchful eyes. But victory tasted bittersweet. The truck's echo lingered, a reminder of fractures beneath. That night, Jordan and William lay entwined, stars winking through the window. We did it, Jordan murmured. William's kiss was tender. We start. Victory's afterglow faded fast, like fireworks in Georgia clay. The app buzzed with backslaps, proud of Elmwood. But Jordan caught the undercurrents. Unfriended profiles, side-eyes at the grocery. Karen went radio silent, her curtains drawn like a sulk, but whispers persisted. She won't quit, Tyler warned over fence chat, clipping hedges. Heard she's lawyering up, private covenants or some shit. William, power washing the driveway, snorted suds. Let her. We've got receipts. Jordan nodded, but doubt coiled. The truck incident had left William jumpier, keys jangling at every shadow. Therapy helped, Dr. Ellis via screen, unpacking triggers with the precision of a field medic, but home felt besieged. Work surged as distraction. Jordan's coffee chain gig ballooned into a brand overhaul. Deadlines blurring days into nights of caffeine and cursors. You're on fire, William said, massaging knots from Jordan's shoulders, thumbs digging deep. Jordan leaned back, eyes closing. Fire needs fuel. William's lips brushed his temple. Plenty here. Their intimacy shifted post-vote. Less urgent, more exploratory, like mapping new territory. Mornings brought lazy explorations, coffee cooling as hands wandered, reaffirming what words couldn't. You're mine. We're whole. Afternoons, William tinkered in the garage, restoring a vintage Harley he'd bought on impulse. For getaways, he grinned. Jordan sketched the beast, chrome gleaming under his digital brush. Lena's departure marked a pivot. She hugged them fierce at the airport drop-off, toddler waving sticky fingers. Call Mom. She's thawing. Sent a card for William. Even. Jordan pocketed the envelope. Unopened. A talisman. Back home. Unpacking her forgotten sweater triggered a call. Sis? Thanks. For real. Lena's voice wobbled. You deserve peace. Jay. Peace? Elusive as cool air in July. The VFW picnic swelled into a monthly. Vets and neighbors mingling. Hank grilling. Tyler DJing indie folk. Jordan manned the sketch station. Portraits flying. William's profile. Stern yet soft. Captured in pencil strokes. That's me. William peered over his shoulder. Jordan smirked. Hero edition. But betrayal's second wave crashed from an unlikely source. The Wilsons, Mrs. With her book club smiles. Mr. With golf quips, invited them for Sunday brunch. Celebrate the win, she beamed. Jordan hesitated, but William shrugged. Why not? Olive branch. The spread was Pinterest perfect. Quiche. Mimosas. Their golden retriever underfoot. Talk flowed easy recipes. The upcoming fair until Mr. Wilson cleared his throat. Napkin twisting. Look, boys. Appreciate your service. Will. But Karen's got a point on values. Our church, it's traditional. Kids ask questions. Mrs. Wilson flushed. We like you. But. Jordan's fork clattered. The quiche turned to ash in his mouth. William's face hardened. Questions? Like why love's a threat? They left amid stammers. Door clicking shut like a verdict. The drive home was silent fury. Jordan gripped the wheel. Tears blurring taillights. Allies. My ass. Using us for optics. William punched the dash. Glovebox rattling. I trusted him. After Hank. The picnic. Home. They raged, pacing, venting, until William pulled Jordan into a bear hug. Bodies colliding. Fuck the Wilsons. We've got real ones. Dinner was takeout on the porch. Stars emerging. William's stories of army pranks lightening the load. Remember Ramirez? He'd say, screw the brass. Pass the beans. Jordan laughed. Genuine. Leaning into William's side. Bed brought solace. Slow undulations. Breath sinking. Jordan tracing William's scars like constellations. You're my north, he whispered. William's reply. Husky. Always guiding. Fall crept in. Leaves turning elmwood to amber. Jordan's designs won an award. Regional Addy for branding. A plaque shipped with fan mail from the chain's owner. A queer dad from Macon. Inspired by your story, the note read. William framed it in the hall. Toasting with craft IPAs. To Jay, the quiet revolutionary. Celebrations spilled into a road trip. Asheville. North Carolina. BNBS and Blue Ridges. They hiked craggy gardens. Hands linked on trails slick with rain. Pausing at overlooks to kiss with wind-whipped abandon. This is us, William said. Arm around Jordan's waist. Vista sprawling. Jordan snapped a photo, not for social, but memory. Two silhouettes against infinity. Return brought escalation. Karen surfaced with a lawyer's letter certified mail. All legalese thunder. Breach of implied community standards. Cease cohabitation or face lean. Jordan's blood boiled. William's fists clenched. Implied? That's code for queer. They lawyered up too. A pro bono from Atlanta's Lambda Legal. A firebrand named Alex with tattoos peeking from cuffs. We've seen this playbook, Alex said over Zoom. Files splayed. Delay. Drain. Displace. But your vet status? Gold. Prep consumed evenings. Depositions drafted. Allies deposed. Tyler testified via affidavit. Jordan and Will? Salt of the earth. Hank. They honor service more than most. Amid legal grind. Romance deepened. William's Harley purred to life. First ride a sunset loop through backroads. Jordan's arms tight around his middle. Wind therapy. Stops at diners yielded greasy spoons and greasy spoons. Flirting over fries. William's boot nudging Jordan's under the table. Missed this, Jordan said. Grease-smeared grin. William winked. Adventure's better with you. Home. They hosted a war council. vets, Tylers, Patels, even Lena via video from Indiana. Mom appeared on split screen. Tentative. Jordan? Sent cookies. Thought. Fragile but there. Laughter bridged gaps. Plans solidified. A countersuit for harassment. Community forum to expose the ploy. Climax brewed in winter's chill. Christmas loomed. Jordan strung lights despite HOA gripes. William hauling the tree solo. Ornaments from their Chicago days tinkling like bells. The party was small core crew. Eggnog spiked. Hank spun yarns. Tyler blasted holiday punk. Lena FaceTimed carols. As snow dusted, rare Georgia magic. William pulled Jordan aside. Ring box reappearing. Not proposal, just reminder. Jordan's yes was tear-choked. Kiss snowflake soft. But midnight brought the call, Ramirez. Your truck? Tracked it. Karen's nephew, drunk idiot. Charges pending. Vindication. But hollow, fear's residue stuck. New Year dawned with resolve. Legal battles dragged. But public tide turned. Local news snippet. Suburbs gay couple fights HOA bias. Jordan's designs went viral in queer circles. Commissions flooding. Williams' VFW talks drew crowds. His voice steady. Loves the real battlefield. Betrayal from Wilson stung. But forgiveness flickered, misses. Wilson sent an apology pie. And signed. Jordan ate a slice. Shared with William. Halfway there, spring bloomed defiance. The Unity Walk happened. Rainbow flags on picket fences. March down Main with chants and cheers. Karen watched from afar. Diminished. Court date neared. Alex confident. We've got M. Jordan and William prepped in whispers. Bodies entwined post-rehearsal. Love a shield. Whatever comes, William vowed. We face it together. Jordan believed. Heart full. Court day broke gray. Atlanta's skyline scowling through courthouse windows as Jordan straightened his tie in the bathroom mirror. William's reflection overlapping. Two men. One reflection. Unbreakable. We got this, William said, adjusting Jordan's collar with fingers that had steadied rifles in sandstorms. Jordan nodded. Stomach a knot of nerves and noogies from the free coffee. Alex waited downstairs. Briefcase bulging with ammo, affidavits. Bylaws dissected. William's DD-214 gleaming like a medal. Today's about truth, Alex murmured in the elevator. I sharp. Not just winning, changing. The hearing was a pressure cooker. Judge a stern woman named Hargrove. Glasses perched like a gavel. Room humming with spectators. Tyler fidgeting in the back. Hank's prosthetic tapping rhythm. Karen's lawyer a slick suit with a southern drawl thicker than grits. Karen herself sat prim. Pearls a noose. Avoiding their eyes. Proceedings kicked off with her side. The lawyer droning implied covenants. Citing precedents from dusty 80s cases. Painting Jordan and William as interlopers eroding community integrity. Jordan's pulse thrummed. Alex objected thrice. Voice slicing. Your Honor. This reeks of discrimination, protected class. Post-Obergefell. Hargrove's pen scratched notes. Unreadable. William's turn came mid-morning. Sworn in with a hand on the Bible he hadn't touched since basic. State your name. Sergeant William Hayes. U.S. Army retired. The lawyer probed. Your service admirable, Mr. Hayes. But does military discipline align with suburban norms? William's gaze didn't waver. Discipline's about honor, sir. Honoring commitments like my marriage. Gasps rippled. Karen shifted. He detailed the move-in, the cop call, her freeze at his ID. Ma'am thought we were squatters. Saw my creds. Backed off. Now she sues? That's not honor. Jurors, ordinary Atlantans. Diverse faces leaned in. Jordan watched. Pride swelling. Love a fierce ache. Recess brought air. Hallway huddle. Alex pumping fists. Nailed it. Tyler slipped them coffees. Whispering. Apps blowing up, support pouring. But Jordan caught William's tremor. Post-testimony shakes. In a quiet corner, Jordan cupped his face. You were brilliant, William exhaled, forehead to Jordan's. For you, lunch was sandwiches in the park across, pigeons scattering, normalcy a brief gasp. Afternoon dragged, Jordan's testimony, voice steady recounting notes, letters, the truck slurs. We're not breaking rules, we're living them. Loving openly, that's American. The lawyer cross-examined weakly, stumbling on traditional definitions. Alex closed with fire. This isn't law, it's bigotry and bylaws. Dismiss. Hargrove adjourned for deliberation, days stretching like taffy. Waiting was hell. Jordan sketching obsessively, William riding the Harley till dusk. Exhaust a roar against silence. Nights blurred into comfort. Baths drawn steamy. William's back scrubbed gentle. Talks meandering from fears to fantasies. Kids, William mused one evening. Suds popping. Jordan paused. Loofah midstroke. Yeah. 2. A boy with your eyes. Girl with my laugh. Surrogate. Adoption, whatever. William turned. Water sloshing. Kiss deepening the dream. Deal. Allies filled voids. Lena flew down. Mom in tow. Awkward airport reunion. Her hug stiff but present. Proud of you, she mumbled over diner hash. Eyes on William. Both. Thaw accelerated. Family dinners. Mom's recipes swapped. Her questions tentative. How'd you meet? Jordan's story flowed. William's hand under the table a anchor. Betrayal forgiven. Not forgotten. Lena's guilt a ghost. But bonds mended. Hank hosted a pre-verdict barbecue. Vets toasting justice delayed. Not denied. Tyler's wife baked a cake. Hayes Reeves' heroes. Laughter echoed. Tentative hope blooming. Ruling dropped on a Thursday. Email ping shattering Jordan's client call. Dismissed with prejudice. Sanctions on HOA for frivolous filing. He hooped. Chair toppling. Sprinting to the garage where William tinkered. We won. William dropped the wrench. Crushing him in a spin hug. Grease-streaked joy. News spread wildfire. App notifications. Local TV van in the drive. Suburban sweethearts triumph over bias. Karen's concession call came curt. It's over, but whispers said she'd sell. Fleeing to a friendlier zip. Euphoria crested, then crashed inward. Victory unearthed old wounds. William's service guilt resurfacing. Dreams of Ramirez vivid. One night, post-celebration beers with Tyler, he confessed to Jordan, winning outside. But inside, I failed him. Called the evac too late. Jordan held space. Tears shared. You survived. Honor that. Therapy doubled down. Dr. Ellis guiding. Forgive yourself, Sergeant. Loves your mission now. Jordan joined a session. Vulnerability mirrored. His dad's silence a parallel loss. We carry them, Ellis said. They did. Lighter. Summer solstice brought renewal. Jordan's career peaked. A book deal for Designs of Defiance. Queer stories in graphics. William launched a vet support group. Homefront heroes. Meetings in their garage turned haven. Romance reignited. Anniversary trip to Key West. Conch fritters and catamaran sails. William's proposal Mark III under palm shade. Eternal. J. Jordan's yes sealed with waves crashing. Back home. Garden thrived. Tomatoes red as their resolve. Grill smoke signaling block parties sans judgment. But climax's shadow lingered. Anonymous threats trickled. Notes in mailboxes. You'll regret. Ramirez upped patrols. But fear nibbled. One dusk. As Jordan weeded. A shadow fell Karen. Uninvited. Pie in hands. Truce. Her voice cracked. Eyes red-rimmed. Husband left me. Said I was poison. Jordan paused. Trowel mid-dig. Karen. She thrust the pie. You won fair. Maybe. I was scared. Of change. Of me. William appeared. Arms crossed but softening. Apology accepted? She nodded. Tears spilling. Teach me? The app? How to post nice. They did. Over coffee. Her first rainbow emoji awkward but earnest. Fall harvest yielded abundance. Mom visited proper, Thanksgiving table groaning. Her stuffing a peace offering. William, she said, carving turkey. Tell me about Cobble. He did. Gentle edits for her heart. Lena's family swelled theirs. Toddler calling them Unca J and Unca Will. The HOA board reformed. Tyler chair. Covenants scrubbed inclusive. Jordan's book launch packed the center. Readings met with snaps. William's dedication. To my husband. My compass. Yet, Bykitch loomed subtle. William's health dipped. PTSD flares triggering migraines. VA waitlists endless. One ER visit. Jordan alone in the sterile wait. Fear clawed. What if I lose him? William emerged. Foredosed. Joking. False alarm. Doc says I'm durable. But talks turned serious. Wills. Powers of attorney. Dreams documented. We fight, Jordan vowed. Hospital bed creaking under their hold. Winter whispered closure. Christmas lights twinkled judgment-free. Carols inclusive. Karen joined the party, tentative, but their poodle mingling. As snow flurried rare, Jordan and William danced slow in the yard, breaths fogging. Our story, William murmured. Jordan smiled. Infinite. Just beginning. New Year ushered quiet triumphs. Jordan's book climbed indie lists. Signings in Atlanta cafes where fans shared stories. Mirrors to theirs. Resilience echoed. You gave us words, a teen said. Rainbow pin glinting. Jordan hugged him. William's proud nod from the corner. William's group expanded. Garage insufficient. They rented the center. Sessions blending vets and allies. Hank's yarns bridging. This heals, William told Jordan post-meet. Driving home under harvest moon. Jordan squeezed his thigh. You heal. Romance wove through routines. Morning runs on dew-kissed paths. Hands brushing. Evenings with vinyl spins. William's slow dances leading Jordan into spins. Vulnerability peaked in spring. William's full disclosure therapy. Jordan attending. Holding space as walls crumbled. I love you're broken, Jordan whispered after. Sheets tangled. William's laugh was free. And you're whole. They explored futures. Adoption seminars. Profiles drafted. dreams of tiny feet pattering. Our kid, William mused, gets your art. My grit. Elmwood evolved. Tyler's board ousted holdouts. Bylaws etched with equity. Karen volunteered bake sales. Her jello redeemed with pride flags. Learning curve, she quipped at a picnic. Jordan chuckling genuine. Betrayal's faded scars. Wilson's relocated north. Apology card lingering. Lena's family visits routine. Mom's calls weekly. Dad's silence softening to a letter. Proud. Son. Forgiveness. Humanistic bomb. But Bykitch's thread pulled taut. Summer heat wave hit. William's migraines spiking. VA delays a bureaucracy beast. One night, collapse, kitchen floor. Jordan dialing 911 amid panic. Our lights harsh. Docs murmuring stress-induced. But tests loomed. Scans for shadows unseen. William gripped Jordan's hand. Tubes snaking. Not leaving you, Jay. Jordan's vigil was endless. Nights in recliners. Days juggling work. Allies rallying meals. Lena flew. Mom prayed aloud, progress. Results came autumnal. Benign cyst. Operable. Surgery swift. William out feisty. Missed my bed and you. Recovery nested them. Soups simmered. Sketches bedside. Love's quiet labor. We beat it, Jordan said. Post-op kiss featherlight. William's eyes. Clear. Together. Climax resolved in renewal. Elmwood's first Pride block party. Jordan's banners fluttering. William emceeing. Mic in hand. To love that endures. Crowds swelled. Families. Vets. Karen with a sign, ally in progress. Dances under string lights. Jordan and William center. Bodies swaying to earth. Wind and fire. Hearts synced. Winter closed the circle. Holiday lights aglow. Tree laden with futures. Mom hosted. Indiana thaw complete. Table bridged by stories. As snow hushed Gary, Jordan and William walked the block. Arms linked. Our arc, William said. Breath clouding. Jordan leaned in. Human. Messy. Ours. Years blurred. Adoption granted. A boy. Elias. With William's gray eyes. Jordan's curl. Second. Maya. Giggles echoing. Elmwood thrived diverse. Their home hub gardens shared. Grills communal. William's group went national. Podcast Homefront Hearts. Jordan's designs inspired lines. Book sequels chronicling. In quiet eves. Porch swings creaking. They'd reflect. Hook of sirens to harmony's hum. Worth it? Jordan'd ask. William's kiss. Eternal. Every shattered plate. And so, in America's heartland weave, love's drama unfolded. Not flawless, but fierce. A testament. Belonging earned. Not given. Hearts. Unbreakable.